How to make her chase you as if her life depends on it. I know this headline may sound exaggerated, but trust me, if you understand what I'm going to explain today, be certain this will become simple and easy for you. But I must give you a warning I've never given before in this series. What I'm going to tell you today is a little difficult. It's not something simple that just anyone can grasp, but I will make it easier for you. What I'm about to explain today is built on one rule: let her conclude. Meaning, make her the one who concludes that she wants you. Make her believe that she is the one who chose you. So listen to me carefully now. Stop trying to convince women to like you. Stop trying to prove your worth. Stop explaining why you'd be perfect together. Because the second you try to convince her, you lose the game. Convincing is begging with better vocabulary. It's persuasion dripping in desperation, and women can smell that from miles away. When you explain, you transfer power. When you try to prove, you confess lack. You think you're showing her confidence, but what you're really showing her is need. Brother, remember this forever. Attraction doesn't grow through logic, it grows through self-discovery. When a woman decides she likes you, it's not because of what you told her, it's because of what she felt while deciding it, and feelings born from her own conclusions are 10 times stronger than anything you could ever say. Years ago, I was talking to this girl who loved to argue. She'd test me constantly, challenge my ideas, mock my calmness, try to get a reaction. One night she asked, "Why do you always act like you don't care what people think?" I just looked at her and said, "You seem obsessed with figuring me out." She froze, smirked, then laughed. That was the moment it flipped. I didn't convince her I was confident. I made her feel curious enough to decide I was. That's how it works. You never tell her who you are. You behave in ways that make her conclude it herself. You don't say, "I'm not like other guys." You let her realize it after she tries to test you and fails. You don't say, "I'm confident." You hold silence while she feels it. You don't say, "I am high value." You walk away the moment she disrespects you without ceremony. She connects the dots. You never hand her the drawing. Please don't underestimate this, brother. The human brain defends what it creates. If you tell her something, she might doubt it. But if she discovers it, she'll fight anyone who disagrees. That's how obsession is built, from ownership. So, instead of trying to convince her that you're valuable, create moments that make her feel your value. If you're calm when most men would react, she'll conclude you're composed. If you walk away when she expects you to chase, she'll conclude you have abundance. If you laugh when she tries to test you, she'll conclude you can't be shaken. And the best part? She'll think those were her own realizations. Let her believe she discovered you. Let her think she figured you out. Let her convince herself. Because when she decides you're the one, not because you told her, but because she felt it, her ego will protect that decision like her life depends on it. That's when she starts chasing. You become the exception she can't let go of. So the question here is, how do you do that? How do you make her convince herself that you're the right one for her? Before I explain the practical side and how to actually do it, let me first explain a concept that you must understand: self-generated desire. This is something I've already explained to you many times in the How to Attract Women series, so I'll go over it quickly. The more a woman works for your attention, the more she values it. That's not luck, that's human wiring. We never desire what we fully understand. We crave what keeps us questioning. When she texts, waits, overthinks, or replays your silence, she's building emotional debt. And once she invests, her mind defends that investment. You don't feed the addiction by chasing her back. You feed it by controlling rhythm. When she leans in, slow down. When she pushes, hold ground. When she demands clarity, give mystery. That silence, that absence, that pause between your words, that's what builds the echo in her mind. Please remember this. You're not punishing her. You're letting nature take over. So next time you feel the urge to explain, resist it. Let her thoughts do the chasing, because the truth is simple. If she can't stop thinking, she can't stop wanting. By the way, if you want to go beyond this video to learn the advanced psychology, behaviors, and conversation patterns that make women feel your presence without you trying, that's exactly what I teach step by step inside my course, The Attraction Algorithm. The link is in the description. And now it's time for me to explain the practical part, how to actually do it. Simply put, you need to shift from being the convincer to the trigger. So let me explain the difference between the two. There are two types of men in every woman's story: the convincer, the man who tries to sell his worth, and the trigger, the man who makes her feel it without saying a word. You've probably been the first one before, I have. The convincer is the man who talks too much. He explains why he's a good guy, he tells her about his ambitions, his loyalty, his plans, his values, all noble things, but every word, no matter how confident it sounds, leaks one message: please believe me. And women don't fall for what you make them believe, they fall for what they can't explain. I'll never forget that night. A few years ago, I was at a bar with a friend, both of us talking to two girls. This time, he was the trigger. He sat there relaxed, barely saying much, just watching. I, on the other hand, went full convincer mode, talking about my work, my gym progress, the places I had traveled, even the books that changed my mindset. Every sentence was calculated, every joke well-timed. I thought I was absolutely killing it, but as the conversation went on, something strange happened. The girl I was talking to started losing focus and slowly turned toward my friend. She looked at him, smiled, and said, "You're quiet. What's your deal?" That's when it hit me hard. The more I tried to impress, the more I looked like every other guy doing the same. He didn't try to be interesting, and that's exactly what made him intriguing. The convincer creates clarity. The trigger creates curiosity. One says, "Here's who I am." The other says, "Figure me out." Guess which one keeps her mind awake at night? When you explain yourself, you close her loop. Her brain goes, "Ah, I get him," and moves on. When you stay unpredictable, when you smile at something she says but don't explain why, when you listen instead of bragging, when you pause before answering, her brain stays open. It keeps searching. That searching turns into thinking. That thinking turns into missing. You don't win attraction by filling the silence. You win it by owning it. Please try this the next time you talk to a woman. When she asks a question meant to make you prove yourself, don't. If she says, "Why are you single?" don't tell her a life story. Just smile and say, "Maybe I'm not." If she asks, "What do you do?" tell her, "I make people curious." Then stop. Let the tension hang. Let her imagination fill in the blanks. That's how you turn from convincer to trigger. The convincer wants her understanding. The trigger makes her feel the mystery, and feelings always outrun logic. Brother, please remember this forever. The moment she can explain you, she stops feeling you. Here's the game. You don't convince her. You create conditions where her own brain does the convincing for you. That's where most men fail. They try to push feelings into her instead of planting triggers inside her mind that grow when she's alone. You don't need magic lines or alpha body language. You just need to steer her perception in a way that makes her believe she's the one who saw something special first. I'll show you how. There are 3 layers to this. 1. Emotional ambiguity. You don't sell yourself. You set a mood that makes her mind work. Emotional ambiguity means you're warm enough to be inviting, but unclear enough to be intriguing. Talk a touch slower than her. Hold eye contact a second longer than polite. Keep your body open, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly down. When she fishes for labels, you're confident, you're trouble, you're sweet. Don't accept the frame. Give her a soft curve. Sometimes, that single word opens a loop and forces her to keep reading you. Replace flat validation with textured curiosity. Not "you're beautiful," but "you have a face people remember." Not "I like you," but "you're interesting, I'm still deciding where to put you in my life." You didn't declare feelings, you raised standards. Ask one value-heavy question that reveals depth without interrogation. What did you stop tolerating this year? Then shut up. Let silence do the heavy lifting. On text, keep the same energy. She, "I'm chaotic." You, fun chaotic or exhausting. Chaotic. There's a difference. You're not approving or disapproving, you're evaluating. That flips the dynamic. She starts performing, you start choosing. Please don't overcomplicate this. One ambiguous reply, one value question, one comfortable pause. That's enough to make her brain lean in. 2. The anchor line. You want her to miss you? Tie yourself to a feeling she enjoys, then let go while it's peaking. That's anchoring. Catch the exact second she laughs, softens, or leans closer. Mark it with a light tag that links the state to you. See what happens when you tune into me. Careful, this part gets addictive. We're trouble in the same direction. Touch only at the peak, wrist, elbow, shoulder, then remove contact first. Leaving first locks the high to your presence. Don't overtag. One clean anchor per interaction is stronger than 3 sloppy ones. By text, echo the same move. After a fun back and forth, close early. You're fun, park it here, continue later, or seed a sensory cue. If Knights plays tonight, blame me. Then stop. No emoji to soften it. Why it works, the nervous system files you on the source of that state. Later when the cue appears, song, phrase, vibe, the state replays, and with it, your image. Practical calibration. If she's reserved, use lighter anchors. You're easy to talk to, save the rest. If she's fiery, sharpen it. Behave. I'm not responsible for your addiction. Please don't spam anchors. Repetition without peaks feels fake. Aim for precision. One peak, one tag, exit clean. 3. The absence loop. Unfinished moments stay stick. That's the loop. You create tension, then you leave space for her mind to resolve it. Mid-high, you step back on purpose. End the best laugh with "I'm leaving before it gets fun." Smile, light shoulder tap, and you're gone. Don't linger, don't over-explain. Her brain will replay the unfinished scene, and replay is the root of missing. Use small cliffhangers, not drama, edges. Bookmark this. I'll tell you the rule later. We get banned from one coffee shop another time. Remind me to tell you the elevator story. Then pivot topics or exit. On text, stop narrating your day. Reply when free and present, not trained. If she double texts, answer normally without explaining the gap. Explanation gives closure. Clean gaps create gravity. If she presses for certainty too soon, what are we? Don't slam the door or open it wide. Warmth plus delay. Enjoying you, let's earn the label. That line calms the heart but keeps the loop alive. Calibration matters. If she's anxious, shorten the gap but keep the edges. If she's complacent, lengthen the gap, tighten your exits. One warning, absence is powerful only when presence is rich. If your presence is dull, distance feels like neglect. Here's the science behind it. The Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished emotional loops stick in memory longer than complete ones. When you leave at the peak, she stays in the story. Please remember this, brother. You're not manipulating her feelings. You're creating frames of energy that her mind naturally completes. It's how attraction is supposed to work. Subtle, invisible, self-generated. So the next time you're with her, I want you to try this. Keep your tone calm, your eyes slow, and your words slightly suggestive but never clear. Say less, but let every sentence carry an echo. And when she starts leaning closer, stop, smile, leave her mid-sentence, then watch what happens over the next few days. She won't just think of you, she'll finish you in her head. Because when you use this right, she won't even know what happened. She'll just feel it. This was the Dark Needle. I love you. See you in the next one.